Hello, fellow mutants. Welcome back to another video. And in this case, we're going to talk about the day that Star Wars nearly died. Which, from the picture of this, the article I'm reading, they are probably referring to that horrible holiday special that came out in 1978. And when I mean horrible, I'm not underestimating it. And you might be saying, Phil, how can you watch the whole holiday special? And you weren't even born in the 70s, and we have no DVDs of it. YouTube. God damn it. YouTube. I want to go see it because I've heard so much controversy over it. I wanted to understand why there was so much hate for the horrible holiday special. And so I watched it. I did my research. I found where I could found it on. Like, what platforms was it housed on. Turns out it was YouTube. And I will also put a link to that video where you can find it in the description below. So if you guys want to watch it and see how horrible it was, you guys can. A lot of people say that either the Rise of Skywalker or the Last Jedi was the worst Star Wars movies for me. And to be fair, those were pretty bad movies. I'm not gonna lie. As a Star Wars fan, the Last Jedi was it could have been better. Regardless of how I liked the whole Leia Luke reunion in Last Jedi, and seeing Luke and R2 reunite, and even though I kind of it's a normal, it's a very common criticism that people have that they made Luke Skywalker too grumpy in the movie. I was saying that I didn't mind the whole grumpy old Luke as much, because I understood that we had one more movie. So we could have seen, Luke revert back to, how we got to know him in The Last Jedi, but... No, Last Jedi. In Return of the Jedi, but more mature of that. And more powerful than that, right? And so, I was even though I understood the criticism with grumpy old Luke, I had that mindset saying, we have one more movie. And even though he was a Force ghost, I felt like we saw that, Rise of Skywalker's Luke was more Luke Skywalker than the Last Jedi Luke. But anyways, my point is, there's criticism also to be had with the Rise of Skywalker too, with how the hell did Palpatine return. There's criticism to be held for The Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker. But for me, the worst Star Wars movie is the holiday special. It was boring. There was only 2 action parts. Starts the beginning with Han and Chewie trying to escape the Empire. That was pretty cool opening. And then towards the end, when Han came in and tried to save the Wookiees, that was cheesy though. But the movie was, I wanted to take this lightsaber. Well, at the time I didn't have this lightsaber, so it's being inaccurate. I wanted to take these lightsabers, right, which is one that can be turned into saber staff, and I want to whack myself in the head. I want to get one of my water bottles and whack myself in the head. That's how bad this holiday special was for me. And so, yeah, when I mean the holiday special was bad, I'm not I'm not over-exaggerating. It's so bad. So, for me, the holiday special is the worst. So, let's give this article a read, shall we? Which is titled, Remembering the Day Star Wars Nearly Died. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, our only Star Wars Oh, you can see the novelization of George Lucas' cosmic saga of good and evil, as well as Marvel Comics adaptation of the film that kept the post Death Star story going on. Some very singular way. Pour one out of the giant green space rabbit, Jackson T. Key. Eventually, there were toys, so many toys, as well as soundtrack albums, coffee table books of concept art, and loads of other merchandise. But in terms of seeing Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader and everybody else from the universe that the 33-year-old filmmaker had created, there was only one movie. That was it. And keep in mind, the holiday special came out a year after A New Hope came out. Before it was considered, before A New Hope was called A New Hope, because at the time it was called Star Wars. Star Wars, and it came out before Empire, was I believe Empire came out in 1980. Anyways. A Disturbance in the Force, the Star Wars documentary premiering at this year's SXSW. I don't know what SX stands for. But keep in mind this was published Sunday. So it was published on March 12th. Goes to Great Plains to remind us of the moment right after what's now referred to as A New Hope first dropped. Out of nowhere, Lucas had given the world the intricate mythology that begged, borrowed, and stole from a host of different sources and somehow taped it into a collective mind hive needs for a ripping space yarn at exactly the right time. Full disclosure, I was 6 years old when the movie came out, and I can attest that everyone in 1977 was ape shit for anything even remotely Star Wars adjacent. The Empire Strikes Back was still 3 years away. The whole notion of different trilogies, prequels, origin stories, video games, anime series, and TV shows wouldn't become a reality for decades. There were no supply to meet a very, very rapid demand. Which is how Lucas unwittingly found himself stepping over to the dark side. He was going to make an ill-advised deal with Empire. Or, as we called it back then, CBS. The result of Disturbance Chronicles is in great detail would interrupt a Tiffany Network's regularly scheduled program on the Friday evening on November 17th, 1978. The Star Wars Holiday Special would return us to the world of droids and Wookiees and Stormtroopers and Sith Lords that we so desperately craved, and then reminded us that we must always be careful what we wish for. Once again, we got to hang out with Luke and Leia, Han Solo and Chewbacca, R2-D2 and C-3PO. We also got to meet Chewbacca's family, who spoke nothing but untranslated grunts and roars for over 90 minutes of screen time. And then there were Art Carney doing a Fendeville era slapstick routine for some Empire toddies, and Bea Arthur is tending bar at the Mos Eisley Cantina, singing and dancing the scum and villainy. Wait, is that Harvey Korman as Julia Child-like droid with 4 arms giving a cooking lesson? Was it Jefferson Starship doing? What is Jefferson Starship doing here? Playing Like the Sky on Fire. And why is Diane Carroll dancing in some sort of Wookiee VR porn that Chewie's father Itchy is watching in the living room? These weren't even close to the droids we were looking for. That whole comment, like that whole paragraph that I just read, practically sums up the entire holiday special. Recap of the holiday special for the plot. Um, Essentially, um, the Han Solo was trying to get Chewbacca back to Kashyyyk because Wookiees like Christmas time, uh, they um consider as they call it Light Day, which is pretty much like a Christmas slash Thanksgiving type deal for Wookiees. And the main focus of the movie was the Chewbacca's family and how they had to pretty much run and hide in Central from the Empire because the Empire was being bullies to them. So there's that. So directed by Jeremy C., who did Raiders, the story of the greatest fan film ever made, and Steve Kosak, A Disturbance in the Force gives us both the context, the origin story, and the fallout of the Star Wars footnote, also embracing the 4 years George Lucas tried to Jedi mind trick out of existence. CBS had approached the filmmaker about wanting to do something with a brand driven by the need to fill in the gap between his unexpected hit and a sequel he was still figuring out. Lucas fleshed out the idea of the story that would take place on Chewbacca's home planet, being Kashyyyk, and involves a holiday called Life Day, described in the doc of a sort of Wookiee Raj Hasnan. Lucas would be involved at least at first. He asked his old USC classmate, a music documentarian named David Akomba, to direct it. The entire cast would be on board as well, but the network had pictured something like a variety show involving the Star Wars characters. And they began to bring on folks like Lifetime Carol Burnett show writers Kenneth Mitz Welch and Oscar Benter Punsoap legend Bruce Feldnich to work on the script as well. For the very beginning, there seemed to be two opposing camps: the Lucasfilm affiliated folks and the variety show veterans. Eventually, Lucas would turn his attention to Empire. Akomba would be replaced by Steve Binder, who had done the 1968 Elvis Presley's comeback special, and the more balanced side toward the TV camp. The more the project transformed into an old-fashioned variety show that happened to feature Star Wars characters as opposed to Star Wars story that happened to be from a celebrity-strewn TV special. This one exception being the animated segment that would introduce a character named Boba Fett, which debatably was the best part of the special, was the Boba Fett part. The result speaks for itself. It has aired only once in its entirety to date. Disturbance gives you all of this, bit by slow more car wreck bit, by testimonials from folks who directly involved, like Binder and writers Lenny Rips. It also gives you commentary about snarky pop scholars, various superfans, and celebrities like Kevin Smith, Seth Rogen, not Seth Rogen, Seth Green, Paul Skir, sorry if I mispronounced that, and the late Gilbert Gottfried, and Taron Kilman, which, along with the talk show snippets of ironic cuts to scenes from movies like Hardcore, make you feel like you've stumbled into one of those old VH1 I Heart the 80s. It's great to hear Donny Osmond reminiscence about it. The Donnie and Marie Show season finale that states what may be the most cringeworthy Star Wars exploitation thing ever. When you force viewers sit through several minutes Film talking about how it's important to be yourself even when people mock you. It may signal that you run out of material and it's past time to wrap it up. uh, what Disturbance arguably does better isn't how it traces the way this special went from the thing that must not be named, and thanks to bootlegs, an object to affection. It's the way it's mapped a transitional moment between old showbiz, razzle dazzle, and new Hollywood blockbuster entertainment. Watching the Osman, Chris Offerson, and Paul Lind do cheesy Star Wars cosplay and musical numbers, or suffering through a group of tumblers pretending to miniature toys for Chewbacca's son Lumpy were not the exception of the rule. This was the norm. The elders of showbiz assumed the whole sci-fi watch Jam Khalid, which was the robust and the light swords, and the heavy breathing bad guy was some flavor of the month thing. Not being not even its creator knew what he had yet. Soon, however, these sort of giant popcorn movies would be everywhere, and like the dinosaurs, the type of kitschy TV show would not would be nothing but fossilized remains of bygone era. Yet, for one glorious what the fuck hour, we got to see these two things crash into each other and cause pop culture disaster. A disturbance in the force doesn't come to bury this famous misstep, but it doesn't quite praise it either. It gives you snapshots of industry figuring out how to handle intellectual properties. A priest deluge. I probably mispronounced that. Long story short, the holiday special was shit. It was shit. It was crap. Even George Lucas, tried to destroy all the copies, buy all the copies and destroy it. That's the rumor. I'm surprised Lucasfilm did not bring the holiday special into canon and put on Disney Plus. But my God, the holiday special makes the Rise of Skywalker look really good to be like one of the best Star Wars movies. And out of the 9 Star Wars movies, Rise of Skywalker and Last Jedi are tied to be debatably the worst Skywalker saga movies. And I'm happy that this is like really hard to find. Granted that I will make it easy for you guys. By linking, if that video is still up, that's all assuming that the video is still up. By linking, putting a link to the holiday special in the description below, so if you guys want to watch it, you guys can. Just know it's extremely cringeworthy and it's horrible. And if you guys enjoy like the prequels and the original trilogy and the sequels and Rogue, like the 2 spin-offs that we got under Disney's era, Rogue One and Solo. Whatever, let's just say this. Let's just say this. Whatever criticism you might have for the prequels, sequels, original trilogy, or the Disney spin-offs, you appreciate those criticisms that you got a bit for those like what 11 movies, because the holiday special. If you thought like whatever dump that you think the criticisms you have towards any of the Star Wars movies has on the Star Wars brand, the holiday special just takes a massive dump on the brand. It's a pile of stinky shit, pretty much, and I would rather watch the last Airbender movie again than watch the holiday special. Yes, I'm referring to the horrible Avatar: The Last Airbender remake that M. Night Shyamalan made. Like, what, 2010? I'd rather watch that movie again than watch the holiday special. No matter how much I hate the last shit bender, as I like to call it, that got me to rate a tad bit less than the holiday special. Like, I don't know, I take it back. It didn't bore me as much. The Last Airbender sure outraged I did because it was a intro to the Last Airbender cartoon. The holiday special was an intro to Star Wars, but at least a lot of people criticize, rightfully so, that the bending for the Earthbenders, they do like these awesome moves on just little pebbles, right? That's more entertaining to watch than the holiday special. God damn it! I'd rather have a sequel to The Last Shitbender than having to go watch the holiday special yet again. Once was too much for me. And I wonder how I could go through that. It was horrible. The only way I'll review it again, if there's like the overwhelming recommendation from you guys wanting me to review it, that's the only time when I will give the holiday special moments of my day. Unless that happens, I'm never watching the last, not last Shitbender, that too, but I'm never watching the holiday special ever again. So, if you guys watch the holiday special, if I can find the link and put it in the description alongside with this article, just keep in mind, you're in for a long ride. And I don't think that's in a good way. At all. And like, I hate using the excuse of, it's meant for kids, right? But even those people who are marketing the holiday special, it's meant for kids. Why the hell is there look like pretty much porn in Star Wars with that holiday special? Because that's the only Star Wars content that we got that had porn. Why is there porn in the freaking holiday special, which is supposed to be meant for kids? Why? No. If I ever had kids, I would never let them watch the holiday special. That's how bad it is. I'd rather let them watch the sequel trilogy than have them watch the holiday special. Seriously. I'm being dead serious here right now. I'd rather let my kids watch the sequel trilogy than watch the holiday special. No joke. That said, like like I said, if you guys like the sequel trilogy, more power to you. I think the sequel trilogy is the weakest trilogy of the 3 trilogies that we got right now. But what do you guys think about this article? And have you guys seen the holiday special? How do you guys feel about that? And I might actually do a poll. Bless my soul. I might do a poll, see if you guys want me to watch the holiday special. Dear Lord help me. That said, love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Let me know how you guys feel about this article and how you feel about the holiday special. And may the first be with us all, because we all are going to need it. Later, guys.